guys, I'm going to show you how to crochet this Elsa dress from Frozen for American Girl. And this is what it will look like once it is complete. So, for part 1, I'm going to show you how to do the top part of the dress along with the sleeves. Part 2 will be the remainder of the dress. Part 3 will be the shoes and the cape. And what you will need is some light blue worsted weight yarn, some blue-green worsted weight yarn, a 6.0mm hook, a yarn needle, a stitch marker, and I'm going to use a paper clip for this tutorial. You don't have to have a stitch marker, but for those that want to use a stitch marker because they have to be precise, you can use it. But if you want to speed up the process, you don't have to use one, but stitch marker is optional. A pair of scissors, and this is optional as well. If you want to have your American Girl doll for fitting and show progress, I'm going to use Kit for this tutorial. So to start off, use your blue-green worsted weight yarn, and you know what you're going to do is make a slip knot, grab your hook, and you are going to chain 30. There's 1, 2, so this is what it will look like once you have chained 30. So, and what it will look that round like this, and it makes it loose enough to pull off because there is no zipper at the back, and it's going to be pull up and pull down. So so that's what it's going to look like. It just goes right around, and it's really loose, so it's easy to pull on and take off. What I'm going to do is you're going to join your chain in a circle and do a slip stitch and there you've made your circle. Now you're going to go around, sorry, I can't speak today, and do a single crochet around. You're just going to do a single crochet in every stitch around, in every chain, around. So this is what's going to look like once you have done a single crochet stitch in every chain. Now we are going to use your stitch marker and place it into the new stitch. You're going to do 8 rounds of single crochet around, and what that will do, it will, when you put it on the doll, it would go like up to here. That's what it will be like when you do 8 rounds, and then I'll show you how to do with the light blue. So, do 8 rounds in this blue-green, and I will show you what to do next after doing the 8 rounds. So, this is what it will look like after doing 8 rounds. I took out the marker because I was going to speed it up. And how you can do without the marker, I forgot to mention this earlier, you can use the tail as a guide. So, if you do without the marker, you can stop right before the tail. So now, this is what it will look on to the American Girl doll, and this is what it will look like on. You slide it on, and this is what it will look like made the 8 rounds. This is what it looks like on it. Now you're going to take your scissors and cut the tail. I'm just going to keep the what you got what's on now on the doll just to show what it looks like. And I'm going to just pull this in. And if you don't know how to change color in between rounds, I'm going to show you. So you're going to pull a long tail of the current color. And you're going to cut. So then you're going to replace with the light blue and have it ready. You're going to have a long tail as well. So when you do it, you're going to do a single crochet stitch, and then you're going to do is pull this tail to the side. Then you're going to take this tail yarn, this yarn, part of the yarn, and then you're going to pull it through. And there you have it, like that. And you might want to do is tighten it, because tightening it will make it easier. And that's what it will look like after tightening. So now you're going to do 2 rounds of single crochet in the light blue. And I'll show you what that looks like. And if you have, if it gets a little messed up because of how loose it is, just tighten, just pull on it, just give a slight tug, and it will tighten. Then this is what it will look like, and I'll show you what it's like after doing the 2 rounds. Now this is what it looks like with the 2 rounds on it. And now I'm going to show you how to sew in the color and the yarn, this color yarn, sew it in, because you're not supposed to cut it because it will loosen and unravel and you don't want to mess. So take your needle and do the blue, green, and I'll show you how to sew it in if you don't know how to do it. You don't weave it, you're going to place it in stitches. And this is what you'll do. You'll just put it in the stitches like this. And you're going to do that until you can't do it anymore. And it's easier if you do it like this. And I'm going to stop here because this is just what I'm showing you. And this is what it looks like. You can't even see the tail of yarn that you're sewing in. But if you want to keep going, you can. And I'm just going to do a few more of this. A few more stitches. And just pull it through. And then you're done with that. Use your scissors. And cut as close as you can, and that's what you'll get. As you can see the line that it makes. Now for the light blue, you're going to do it again, same way, but instead of it through the blue-green, you're going to use the light blue. So this is how I'm going to do it for you. I'll show it for you. Just place it in a stitch. And you continue doing that again until you run low. And you can pull. And keep doing it like that. going to pull it on like that. And I'm just showing what it will look. This prevents it unraveling. And then that's what it's going to look like. There's the line for the light blue and for the blue-green. Now you're going to do is flip it. I took off the dress so I can show it. Took off what we got and what's now going to be part of the top part of the dress of the doll, because it's easier if you do it like this, and you can easier trim all that. So now you're going to do for the sleeve is you're going to do is chain 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So this is what it will look like with 11. And I'll show you what it's like on the doll if you're going to use a doll as a fitting. And if not, you're going to count the number of stitches. With the chain, that makes 11 chains make it loose enough to put on the sleeves. So easier to put on and take off. So after doing that, I'm just going to move it because I'm going to do it from the back. I'm doing it that way. And then you're going to do is have the arm down, and it's going to go right there. And I'm just going to pull this up so it's easier to see it, because this is what it will look when you're doing it like this. So now you're going to take your hook and going to do a slip stitch right here. Just pull through. And then you have that right there. And then you're going to do is you are going to do a few stitches around until you hit right here. And I'll show you what to do next. And I'll do it without the doll, so if you don't have a doll to do a fitting on, I'll show you how to do the number of stitches. So this is what it looks like once you have done this part of the sleeve, the top part of the sleeve. And I forgot to mention that you do 10 stitches across, then chain 11 again. I'm going to show you what it will look like without the doll. So you're going to count 3 stitches from the chain. So there's 1, 2, 3. You put a slip stitch right there into the 3rd chain. Now you're going to do is stitch all the way through here, and that'll make a 3rd round. And this is what it looks like now. It's across from each other, it's even, and it's almost done with that. And I'll show you how to do the sleeves. So just stitch across, you just go right to that chain right here. To that stitch, I mean, right here, and I'll show you what it will look like once it's done. So this is what it looks like now that you have stitched across and you got both of what's going to be the sleeves. You are done with the top part of the dress and with this part of me, and then you're going to do is I'm going to show you how to do the sleeves. So you're going to finish off right here. So grab your scissors and cut the amount of yarn you need to finish off, and I will show you what to do next after you finish off. Now that you finished off, here's what it looks like now. Like this. Now you're going to do the sleeves, and you're going to need your stitch marker for this, and you're still going to need the light blue yarn. So make a slip knot, and then you're going to do is start on the sleeve. So here's what you do. You're going to do a slip stitch for that loop that you just the slip knot you made, and that makes like a first stitch. Now you're going to single crochet around, and you're going to stitch the chain after you do the stitch here. And there's a stitch already there, and just to make it loose enough, you're going to put it right there. And you're going to just stitch in the chain, and after stitching in the chain, I'll show you what to do next. Now this is what it looks like after you stitch the chain. And the first stitch you did with that slip stitch, you are going to do a single crochet stitch in like this. After doing that single crochet stitch, it kind of leaves a big hole, and that's okay. Now you are going to use a stitch marker and mark the stitch, and then you're going to do a few rounds of the sleeve. If you're doing a doll, it will take like about 10 rounds, at least 10, 11 rounds. And if you're not, it should be at least 10 to 11 rounds. And if I'm wrong, I will correct myself after I finish it. Now, this is what it looks like with 10 rounds of the sleeve. And I said I would correct myself if I messed up, and I forgot that to count for the other Elsa outfit I made, and I counted 15, so it will be 15 rounds instead of 10. That is my mistake. I should have known better. And you're going to do 15 rounds, and 15 rounds will go to here. And after that, you're going to repeat with the other arm, and I will show you how to start it. And you can continue using the marker, or you can do it free-handed, but whichever you like is better, and it's really up to you. So after 15 rounds, so 5 more rounds for me, And if you have done 10 or 11, it's 5 rounds for if you've done 10 like me, or 4 if you've done 11. So now just try continuing, and I will show you what it should look like after 15 rounds of the sleeve. Now this is what it is with 15 rounds now. And for some reason when I crochet with a stitch marker in, it always goes off. But if it goes uneven, like right here, let me show you. Like that, it's okay, it's fine the way it is, because when it moves down, it's even. So now you're going to take out your stitch marker, get your scissors, and cut, get your needle, and finish it off. Now after you've finished off the sleeve, the tail that you have at the top of the sleeve, you are going to now sew it in and cut the tail that mates. So I'm going to pull off what's now the dress. We've got now the dress. And push it on the side. And this is where the hole is. So take your needle, and if it's long enough, you can actually just go ahead and thread it, but I messed up and I wasn't thinking. So I'm going to do it like this. And it was just to pull it through. And I'm doing it because the tail I have is short. Then you are going to cut. And if you have enough yarn, you can tie an extra knot after you do it like this. And now just cut, and there you go. I'm going to show you how to do the other sleeve, and it's the same thing as the first sleeve, but I'm not going to use the doll for a fitting. So just get your hook, and I've made sure I have a long tail to sew it in if I have to do it, and most likely yes I have to. So just do a slip stitch and do a single crochet around, and I'm going to tuck the yarn in the back so it's easier to do it like this. And you are going to repeat what you did for the sleeve, or for the first sleeve. That's all you're doing here, is just repeating the same process. And I'm just showing what it is. So just go around the chain. I'm just going to tell you now, stitch in that slip stitch and continue going for 15 rounds. And once you, don't forget to use a marker for this stitch. And I will show you what to do next after doing the 15 rounds. Almost done with the top part right here, the sleeve right here, this top part itself. Just one more sleeve and a few more things, and then that will be the completion of the top part of the dress. Now, after you finish the second sleeve, this